Paris de la Simanette, Doni point à Volinette, Pina sans mi manicette, dans la fin sur le banc.
Hi guys, and welcome to another Hollow Knight video. Today we have a very special video, the fight against the final boss of the game, the Lost Lace. This boss could be a bit frustrating, especially in her last phase, so I will try to give you some tips that were useful to me and help me to finally beat the Lost Lace. But first of all, and meanwhile we follow the path to the abyss, let's talk a little bit about this boss. The Lost Lace has a total of 1,800 points of health and 4 different phases. So we start in phase 1 with Lost Lace having 1,800 points. Next, we will reach the second phase after reaching 1,350 points. Then we have the third phase after draining the health of the boss to 990 points. And finally, the boss will have 540 HP in the fourth and last phase. As the boss has so much health, try to get your nail fully upgraded before the battle. The majority of the crests have a base damage of 21 points. Then, if you upgrade your nail to the maximum, which is the coiled nail, you will deal around 17 points more. This means that we can normally deal around 38 points of damage per hit. If you remember, we said that Lost Lace has a total of 1,800 health, so if we normally deal around 38 points per hit, that means that we will have to hit Lost Lace at around 47 times. That would be less as there are certain attacks that deal more damage, and we have also some tools that we can use. In any case, it will be a tough fight because we have to hit the boss a significant amount of times, and you will see that it is incredibly fast and has teleporting skills. Anyway, let's talk now about the different phases. You will notice a significant difference between the first 2 phases and the last 2. The first phase is very similar to the battle against Lace in the Cradle. So basically, the boss will use the same attacks with minor variations. And here comes the first tip to beat the boss. As soon as the fight starts, use your claw line attack. By throwing your needle like a harpoon, you will get a clean hit without risk. Then, walk towards any side of the screen and use a wall to remain always at a high position. You can predict which attack the Lost Lace is going to perform remaining on the wall. Once the Lost Lace attacks, then jump from the wall, hit the boss 1 or 2 times and go back to the wall again, always remaining high. So it is about trying to be the majority of time in the air and hitting from above and using the wall as much as you can. You will see that you can go through the first phase really quick with this methodology. Okay, so now let's talk about the second phase. After reaching 1,350 points of health, you will see that the Lost Lace starts laughing manically. This means that the second phase starts and the boss will get a few new attacks that we will have to pay attention to. During this phase, we will use the same approach as before. We will remain in a corner and use the wall to attack the Lost Lace. However, there are 2 attacks that we need to be careful with. The Lost Lace can summon void projectiles. You will see that the Lost Lace raises her hands, and then it appears 3 points of light that fires projectiles to Hornet. In that case, we will quickly go to the floor and just walk to one direction, and then to the opposite to avoid the projectiles. The other attack is the Void Blob Summon. Here Lace will hop into the air and then fire 6 projectiles that when landing it will erupt void blades. In this case, quickly move to the floor, and once the projectiles land, jump to avoid receiving damage. But other than that, we will use the wall and jumping to attack the boss from above. In a bit, we will reach phase 3, and here goes another tip that worked well for me. Most probably you will die against the boss the first time you face her. Leave the cocoon for phase 3. So the sooner you reach end of phase 2, head for the cocoon and hit it and recover as much health as possible with it. Also, at the beginning of this phase, release all cogflies to drain as much health from Lost Lace as possible. Phase 3 and 4 are the tricky bit of this fight, so that is why we leave the cocoon and the tools for these 2 last phases, and not for before. You will see that phase 3 starts when Grandmother Silk shrieks and falls. Then immediately, 2 massive waves of void sweeps first from the left, and then from the right. So quickly move to the right wall and jump one of the waves and then rush to the other side and use the wall to jump the other way. During this phase, we will forget about using the walls and walk in the middle of the screen, jumping and remaining in the air as much as possible, trying to dodge Lost Lace attacks. Leave the cogflies do the job for you during this third phase. You will then reach phase 4 when you see Lost Lace stopping and laughing one last time. That means that she reached 540 points of health. Here she will have a new attack named Lost Molinet. You will see some white circles in the air. Position yourself out of the circles quickly if you do not want to lose 3 masks. The behavior here should be the same than in phase 3. Avoid the walls. Just walk and try to be as much as possible in the air to avoid the attacks of the boss, and then be aggressive. And now, after watching how Lost Lace makes her appearance, I will show you the crest, charms, and tools that I used for the battle. Okay, so as you can see, I used the Wander crest. I love this crest for being more precise when hitting enemies than the rest. Then, and as mentioned before, I have Cogflies as a tool to use them during the thrid phase. About the charms, what it worked best for me were the following. I used Druid's Eyes to get more silk when receiving damage. You will get hit in this battle, so it is a good charm to get a lot of silk. Then I also used Multibinder. By using this charm, you can recover 4 mask shards when healing. Then, the last charm used is Longclaw. As Lost Lace is quick, we need to have a better range of our weapon, and this charm will grant it. And the last thing about our build are the yellow tools. Here, as you can see, I used the weighted belt, which is really good in this fight to avoid recoiling when hitting Lost Lace. Then, the magnetic dice to avoid receiving damage from time to time, and last, the silk speed anklets, as we need to be really fast, and this increases our sprinting SPPD. So now remember, use your claw line right at the start of the fight, then move to the left wall and use it to attack Lost Lace from above. Wait to see which attack she will perform and then attack from the air. Do this for the first 2 phases. Then hit the cocoon at the start of phase 3 and heal. Release all Cogflies in phase 3 and let them do the job. Avoid the walls during phase 3 and 4. Just try to be as much time as possible in the air, and with a bit of luck during the 4th phase, you will succeed. Now, I let you see how I beat the Lost Lace, putting all of this in practice. And good luck with this boss. Oh, one last thing. Avoid sprinting or dashing during phase 3 and 4. Lost Lace teleports, and you can take damage. So just walk and jump during these last 2 phases.
did it.
We finished Lost Lace. That was a really tough final boss. Okay guys, hope this helped a bit. Thank you very much for watching, and please hit the like and the sub to support the channel. You can also leave in comments other tips or just what you think about this final boss. See you in the next episode.
Bye.